Salut tout le monde, je voulais juste faire un petit message avant de commencer la vidéo pour vous dire que cette vidéo sera en anglais. Elle sera quand même sous-titrée en français pour que tout le monde puisse la comprendre. Mais voilà, je ferai sûrement à l'avenir une vidéo en français, mais je voulais quand même en faire au moins une en anglais. Bon visionnage. Hello everybody and welcome to my new video. So this time I'm going to be commenting plus 22 Rules of Atonement. So just before I want to mention that I'm French, so I might be making English mistakes. Alright, so let's get into it. So this was actually my first plus 22 that I made in a pickup group, and my first 22 overall. So we are starting with this, I'd say, usual pool. The route is pretty classic. I didn't want to make another one because since it's pickup, we don't really have a communication tool. We were not on voice chat. So we are not popping Bloodlust here because we want to save it for the second pool. Because if we use everything here, the second one will take a very long time. So here I'm not playing Final Stand because we want to maximize our DPS. So it's a bit more dangerous, but in the end I got more Avenging Wrath, so I guess it's a win-win. So here I'm starting kiting because I already used my trinket and my Ardent Defensor. The Gargons are hitting me really hard. So moving on to the next pool. We're gonna Bloodlust this one, so I'm gonna pull a few more ads. So by the way, this was Bursting, Volcanic, Fortified, and obviously Prideful. So here we are bursting, trying to pack everything. Obviously I can call for trance whenever I want, so I just gotta adapt. So here I cardboard because it's the end of the trance. And I also want to keep as much as possible my bigger cooldowns, such as my Guardian. And obviously I can't use my Divine Shell because I don't have the talent to tote. So at the end of the cardboard, I'm just kiting again to keep my Guardian for another pool. So after this pool it's gonna be Prideful, so we're gonna pick up Stormborn because our Shaman is Ventir. So it was actually the first or the third key that I made with this group. We made a 21, we made a 22 and depleted it 23. So here we are, the Prideful. It's pretty easy on this instance because we have Stoneborn for pretty much every Prideful, and the Shaman can also handle very well coming damage. So obviously after Prideful you want to maximize the buff, so make big pool after it, so that's why I'm saving all my cooldowns. I'm also trying to off-heal it, especially when the Spirit Link totem is up, because you can get a pretty decent healing output as a protection paladin, especially on yourself, thanks to the passive. So I'm trying to keep up a holy power when he's about to SLT. I tried to grab this little ad here, but I couldn't. Luckily, one of the players saw that, so he picked it himself, so I'm trying to taunt it. So as you can see, we're making a big pool here, popping my trinket, my Covenant to kick, and also my Ardent Defensor. So here I'm just waiting a little bit to see if I need to pop the cooldown. Well, eventually I pop it, the Guardian. As it was my first 22, I didn't really know what to expect in terms of incoming damage, especially as a Paladin protection tank. You take a lot of damage, but you also deal a lot, so that's one of the pros. You can see on my overall I'm 6k, which is not bad for a tank. So here, moving on to the next shard, trying to go as quick as possible. And as you can see, the last talent rose enables me to have my Avenging Wrath pretty much on every pool. So that's really beneficial in terms of DPS gain. So here I'm pulling the ones on the left, and also these two. I don't really like that part of the dungeon, because with this route, making, well, this pool is this, but the next one is only 2 ads, So I feel like we're wasting a lot of time. Usually I would start by this side and pulling everything, the shard, the two front, and also the two adds on top of the stairs, because I feel like you can pop Bloodlust there and it's more efficient. Here I'm just waiting for him to pop his trance, the druid, but he doesn't want to, so I'm like moving a little bit back to make him understand that I need some trance, and I end up writing it while he's casting it. Because as you can see, I don't have any cooldowns up, so I don't want to pop my trinket, my Sun King trinket. So we're just gonna finish this pool and move on to the next one. Not trying to waste any time between the pools. So even if it's a small pool, the shard is completely wrecking me in terms of melee damage. That's also why I don't want to make this pool all at the same time and split it, because we don't have prideful, so it's gonna be long and I'm gonna have to use all my cooldowns. So it's quite long, but it's safer for me. I'm using my Avenging Wrath again on cooldowns, because the more you use it, the more you have it. So yeah. Where about the comp? We have a pretty meta comp, I would say. The druid is helping me a lot with damage, also the shaman. So it kind of makes things easier for me. And also the Death Knight for the prideful with these AMZ. So this prideful is going to be kind of tough because we don't have any Stoneborns to use here. So you got to be careful. Usually the mage will pop his combustion during the prideful. Here I take a little time to realize that the druid took my aggro. Maybe he convoked. Yeah, he probably convoked. The 3 DPSs were together, they knew each other, so they could communicate. That's why the mage didn't pop his combustion, and the druid popped his convoke. But the shaman and I were totally strangers to them. Yeah, so he's popping his SLT at the end. So here I'm trying to make a big pull, again to take benefits from the prideful buff. And you'll see that it's quite unfortunate for the mage because he saved up his combustion for this pool, but he will die right behind me, yeah, by the frontal, right here. So he didn't use his combustion, so that's fine. Here you see the trends were popped, also the cap toad, which helps me a lot. And so here I think I'm maybe starting kiting. Yeah, I take a lot of damage instantly, so I'm like, okay, it's time to kite now. And I'm just healing myself here. I have enough aggro to keep kiting. Yeah, again, these Gargants are really dealing really high damage to the tank. So here I'm checking my rad because, again, it's not the one I'm used to do. So I'm just making sure that I'm pulling the right packs at the right moment. Okay, so here I'm moving on to another pack as well. Yeah. So no trees for 8 seconds. So I'm using my Covenant, which is really strong, especially under Avenging Wrath. Deals a lot of damage, you can see. 9k DPS this pool. And here I know that the next pool is going to be big. Well, I didn't think about it at that time because I'm popping my Guardian, so he's using his trees, and I should have saved more on my cooldowns for the next pool. So here you can see cardboard. I think I'm going to use my Shaman Art Differencer, and at the end, yeah, I'm using my cardboard as well. But yeah, basically I have nothing else for the next pool. Only the trinket. And Prideful is coming. You can see the bursting nearly killed my my shaman. So here I'm trying to grab a Stoneborn. Yeah, for the prideful. I don't have my taunt, and some ads are still alive, so it's kind of dangerous for me. So I'm popping my Covenant to get some shield, and I'll probably use my trinket as well. Yeah, using my trinket right now. So again, the Stoneborns make prideful way, way easier. Also, my druid is convoking. So it was kind of tricky here, because we had still some ads up alive. We end up doing it pretty easily. And so the next pull will be a big pull with the shard. And I only have my Ardent Defense, or don't have any trinkets. Well, I have my Sun King trinket, but not the DOS one. So here we have to skip the patrol. So I know that I have to do it. I link the route, but they might forget it, so they're just waiting. Tell them to CC it to get through, but we're wasting a little bit of time, but it's fine. Yeah. So here they can go, and I can pull. Also try to pull, yeah, these little ads, popping my Avenging Wrath, Ardent Defense check, Covenant to get the aggro. It's really useful to get the aggro using your Divine Toll. And so here I expected my druid to pop the trance, especially you'll see I'm taking very high damage at the end. I don't have my Ardent Defensor, and here I'm taking very high damage. So I'm kiting as much as I can. I see the Spirit Link Totem, I want to get close to it, but I die before. So he ends up using his trance a little bit late, but well, he didn't know I couldn't call it. So I'm trying to pick up the aggro again, which is really hard once you died. Yeah, trying to survive and take the aggro. I don't have anything to kick it, unfortunately. And DK is dead too. The others are far away, so now I decide I have to kite to stay alive. So yeah, kiting these ones, as well as the shard. It was kind of the biggest mistake that we made on this dungeon. But it's fine, we didn't lose that much time. In my opinion, like the difficulty in Halls of Atonement is really like a DPS check, where you have to kill everything as fast as possible. That's why you have to make big pulls, and this route is not the best one for a big pull. But I'd say it's the safest one for pickup. So after this shard, I'm gonna move to the back of the middle. So here I'm having some lags. Nearly died from it, but it's fine. So I'm deciding to get prideful for the first boss and then bloodlust for the second one. Some people do bloodlust on the first one and prideful on the second one, but I feel like you lose some time skipping the ads with the prideful buff to get to the second boss. So I'd rather, yeah, do it like this. So here, a little tip is that you can take the Stoneborn, you'll see, up the stairs on the corner. So I'm trying to kite them all the way to the Stoneborn for the prideful. But here, again, I have enough aggro to keep kiting, it's fine. And I thought I could pull it with my spells, but turns out I don't have enough range, so I'm asking for someone to do it. And I have to put my Guardian because I have no mitigation up, and I didn't know if my healer was in range or not. So they pull the bats, we keep fighting. Pride hasn't spawned yet. Again, always using my Avenging Wrath while it's up. So yeah, we're doing the prideful, and then we're gonna move on to the boss. We still have 2 bats for the boss. And as you can see, I'm having a pretty decent DPS, my Paladin. Thanks to this talent. It cost me 1 life. If I had Phantom Stand, the pull with the 3rd shard, I would have stayed alive, but it's like only 5 seconds wasted, and then I think like it's worth it taking the middle talent, at least for this dungeon. So scarier. dungeons, I would take Final Stand. So here I'm pulling the 2 stone boards for the shaman. And as soon as it's emptied, I'm pulling the boss. You'll see that the shaman is doing an insane amount of damage thanks to these 2 bats. It's really, really powerful, and it scales with the level of the key. So yeah, he's doing 12k damage as a restoration shaman. Usually they don't have really, really good DPS, but yeah, thanks to the bats we can win a lot of time. So I'm here, I'm trying to move him out from the pools so that we can still be hitting him without slacking on the AoEs. Well, the DK has to slack, so I'm just sacking him because he has to go back in it. Yeah, the restoration shaman has 14k damage, which is insane. So we're finishing this boss and we're gonna have the bloodlust for the second one. So yeah, we're skipping here. You can use your horse before skipping, before using your path as a paladin to win a little bit of time. And here, I also think that paladin protection is quite strong for this boss. I mean, the Kyrian Covenant, because you can silence them all to bring them in. And also it's really important at a higher key to have someone being able to dispel the stun, so you can avoid taking the dot, which deals a huge amount of damage. So here it's on the mage, he's gonna dispel and blink. Yep. About the timer I'd say we are fine. We don't have to wipe, that's for sure, but we're not late. We just have to continue like we're doing right now. So again, it's on the mage, blinking again probably. Yeah. Now the other are gonna spawn. I don't have my divine toll for this one, so we must back. DK is helping a little bit. Dispelling, kicking, and grabbing. So I have my divine tool up, trying to silence the ones that are far to bring them in. So now it's on the shaman. I'm trying to move him out from the pools, so that my group can have more space to move, especially with the additional pools that are going to pop and the stun. So here again, trying to back all the little ads to kill them faster and to kill them. So here it's kind of tricky because the ads are still alive, we are stunned. Usually on the other keys that I've done, by this time the boss was dead. You know, usually with the third set of ads spawn, the boss dies and you don't even have to focus the ads. But this time it's a little bit different. So me, I'll probably use my horse. Yeah, I don't really care. I'm just Just want to finish the boss, yeah. Then we're moving on to the next pool. Usually some people will get them out, but I'm like, okay, I have my guardian up. Maybe I can face take them here and just let them hit me for a while, especially while I'm under Avenging Wrath to again with some time in my DPS. Now I have to kite because I don't have any trinket up or cooldowns. After the trance, I have to get the aggro back, so I have my trinket up. Yeah, using it. It's really strong. One thing that I've noticed about my gameplay is that I'm usually moving too much when it's not necessary. Something I have to adjust. That's why it's also really useful to record your dungeons. You have more time to realize the mistakes you've made to improve yourself. I'm kiting a little bit, but at the same time I'm bringing the other pack here. So again, I have my Avenging Wrath up. I'm trying to get some kicks, and yeah, maybe he died. Yeah, Shaman died from the AoE, I think. And here I want to, stay the same corner to make it easier for, especially my DK, because there's a lot of frontals. So I don't want to move them around too much, and he ends up dying from the frontal. So I'm always staying on the same corner of the room, facing the same walls. And again we have 2 bats for the next boss, which is going to make things easier as well. So I'm trying to pull the 2 bats and pull them away from my group so that they don't get hit by the frontal, even though I get hit pretty hard. Pulling the boss right away. Yeah, I nearly popped my trinket here because it took some time to MC the bats. Again on this boss, well, it's an easy boss, but we can coordinate our kicks. So I'll have to take some of the bolts. But again, as a paladin, I have many kicks available. My shield, my basic kick, and my covenant. So here we have a bit more than 7 minutes and a half left, which is fine, honestly. At this point, I know that if we don't fail, we're gonna time it. So the pickup that I played with on this dungeon, I don't think they were pushing that much on Mythic dungeons. They've done the raid in Mythic 10-10. Well, personally, I'm not raiding at all. I just have my curve, just a 10 heroic, not even shrinking on Mythic. But yeah, the Shaman has 1k7 Redder IO, I guess. And there were like 2k or something, the other ones. So the Shaman was actually doing really well. You know, when you plug into like a +22, you don't expect to find a Shaman with like not even 2k Redder IO. but they trusted him and he paid out, so it's cool. So here I'm trying to grab all of the ads that spawn, but he's using his elemental, so it's fine. I should have stayed near some ads that you have to kill instead of staying in the middle. I usually go in the corner and try to hit some ads. So here I'm kind of worried about these ads. I don't know if they're gonna hit me hard or not. But yeah, they're not hitting me that much, so it's fine. So we just have to finish this ad and kill the prideful before it kills us, obviously. Because we don't have any stone bows here. But we do have like SLT and some personals, so it should be fine. So yeah, prideful spawning. Don't have the combustion up. I can't remember if Druid is gonna use his cooldowns. We'll see. I don't think he does. But I don't think he has it. But yeah, we're gonna kill it anyway. By the way, I'll also be posting another 22, probably, the following days. I've only made 2 22s. Oh, or 3, no, I made 3. But I only recorded 2. So here, as you can see, he's popping his SLT and I used my lay on hand to help him on me, to make sure that I'm topped, and so I can heal others with the SLT. And at this point, I'm trying to heal myself, so he doesn't have to worry about me. So now honestly it's really fine. We have 3 minutes and a half. Prideful, bloodless. We are Gucci. Yeah, I'm just telling them that I'm going to double soak on red, so that they don't have to worry about these sides. And if someone wants to double soak as well, he can do it on the other side. Yeah, I'm telling him to soak on the opposite side. Yeah, luckily the DK survived. From that, we had battle reses anyway. Okay, here I'm positioning myself, really getting close to the boss on his inbox. And actually, yeah, the mage used his block, but he failed the double soak, maybe because he's not used to it. So yeah, he altered. DK used his cooldown as well, so it's fine. And yeah, I'm using my defensive right now. I wasn't using it on the pool because we had prideful, we had bloodless, so the healer could easily handle and out heal the dot. But now it's a bit different, so I think I'm gonna popping my guardian here for the last ticks. And again, I'm gonna be double soaking it. You don't have to use any cooldowns to double soak as a tank. At least not in the 22. I can heal myself pretty easily and not die from it. Yeah, here I should have used Word of Glory instead of Shield of the Righteous. Here I'm just bubbling during the channel of his cast because I have the dot, so bubbling will dispel it, and also I don't have to worry about the statue. And while he's casting, he's obviously not hitting someone else with his melee, so I'm making sure I remove the aura of the bubble before he starts hitting melee range again. So yeah, quite an easy boss, I'd say. He's just hitting hard with his dot, but you gotta save your cooldowns for it. Yeah, I nearly get hit by the statue, but it's fine. So yeah, this was my first 22. I was pretty happy about it, especially with the pickup group. Yeah, as you can see. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you could understand what I was saying. Maybe I'll be doing the next one in French, maybe in English. I don't know yet. And yeah, see you in another video. Bye.